Welcome! Couple of mail openings or unboxings to do today. I'm going to start with a big one. That's right, I've got a box set of records to open with you today. I'm going to do this one first, and then there's like a bonus mail opening afterwards that relates to this, but I want to get the main item opened first, so let's just get straight into it. It's from eBay, and unsurprisingly, given that it's a box set of records, this is one of the most expensive items I've purchased in quite some time. In fact, music-wise, there's not a lot in my collection. Nothing I can think of offhand that's more expensive than this. £165 this cost me. Pre-owned, as in it's not new and sealed, but the eBay seller said that he'd only played it once, or played the contents once, as this being a box set of vinyl records. There'll be more than one in, obviously. Brilliant packaging here. The box set itself is sandwiched between polystyrene. Probably going to make a right mess with all this, but I've been looking forward to getting this box set. I've been looking at a few different eBay listings, also looked for it on Discogs. The box set itself is long deleted, and I'll talk more about that in a moment when I've got all this opened. Kind of wish I'd done all this before we started, but never mind. Apologies for any unpleasant noises as well that my microphone might be picking up. It's a very sensitive microphone I've got. Often, even when I'm just opening a cardboard box up in my usual unboxing position, if there's any particular loud noise, it'll just peak the mic out right away. Are we almost in yet? I can't fault the protective packaging here, so 10 out of 10 to the seller. Now we're almost in there. It's quite a heavy thing, not really heavy, but weighty enough. Ah, there we are. We're in, finally. Woo! Right. Yes. What I've got to show you, and you know what I'm going to show you really from the thumbnail and the video title. But here is an ABBA box set. Oh yes, it's the entire complete studio album set. Nice. Very minimalist front design of the box. On the back we've got little images of the albums that are included. I think there's 8 in here. Let's look. Yeah, 8 albums. That was how many studio albums ABBA released between 1973 maybe, or was it? I'm not sure. And their last album until Voyager 40 years later, The Visitors in 1981, I think that was. Yeah, delighted. Now then, this box set originally came out in 2016, long since deleted. Missed out on, I think it was 1, maybe 2 auctions where the price went just a little bit more than what I was comfortable paying. But there was this buy it now listing that was on eBay for quite some time. The reason I didn't pull the trigger on it earlier was because this was actually reissued, this box set, in 2020. But rather than being just standard, albeit 180 gram black vinyl records, which is what this box is, the 2020 reissue of the studio album set had all different coloured records in it. I would have loved that. For me, it's about the music ultimately, and I do love a box set regardless of how the contents inside look. So the main thing is that I'm up to date pretty much with my ABBA collection, just in one fell swoop thanks to this set. Funnily enough, the eBay seller made a point of saying, I think like to kind of persuade people like me who were looking for the coloured record set, and it is available, but that's deleted as well, even though that's only like 2 years old nearly. But he said in the listing, black vinyl plays better than coloured vinyl, which I suppose is true. I mean, it all depends on your equipment and everything, and how good your hearing is, and what kind of cartridge and stylus you've got, and whether you're using a crappy record player or a good one. There's too many variables to say that's spot on, but this is the older version of the set. I think the actual box itself won't look any different, but the 2021 would have had different coloured discs in all 8 albums, would have been on different vinyl records. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Hopefully the person who owned this previously has left these in a good order. We'll just have a look. Ah, okay. I actually forgot this one was in. I wasn't sure if this one was going to be included, to be honest. This is ABBA's very first album, Ring Ring. And as you can see, it's not even credited to ABBA as such. It's credited to Bjorn, Benny, Agnetha and Frida. It is ABBA. It's the 4 people in ABBA, the 2 ladies, the 2 gents who we know. but that wasn't their official name at this point. So this was like the album they released. Might not have been their very first album relating to Swedish language, but I think for English language, which I'm assuming the majority, maybe all of this is, this would have been their debut album. But yeah, Ring Ring. I actually wasn't sure if this was going to be in it or not. You would have seen the video from about a month ago where I got ABBA Voyage on Amazon exclusive orange vinyl, and just enjoying the album so much. And I've talked about it, saying just what a great album it is, one of the best in my collection, just for overall quality from start to finish. And it made me want to continue this journey of discovering ABBA, or even rediscovering them to a point, and getting some of their albums. When I saw that this box set, I could get it for under £200, I thought, why not? So we've got an inner sleeve here. I'm not going to show you every single inner sleeve and disc, because like I say, all the discs are just standard black vinyl. Not sure what colour this would be in the later revision. It is 180 gram heavyweight, reissued, and I think remastered as well. But I did promise you after the look at Voyager that there would be more ABBA on this channel, and I decided once I bought this that the next mail opening that I've got to do, a little bit inessential that, but the edition of it I couldn't resist. So that's Ring Ring. I'm more familiar with ABBA's singles as opposed to their albums, so there's going to be so much on these albums that I've never heard before. This album is, I can't tell what this is, I think this one could be Waterloo. It's difficult for me to see, to be honest. Yeah, it is Waterloo. It says in very faint letters up at the top left. That's Waterloo there. Very nice. Original sleeve designs for these, but these were 180 gram remasters. So there should be 6 more to show you. Ah yeah, this one is just self-titled. This one is called ABBA. I'm not brilliant on the release dates for these, but this will be, you know, mid-70s at some point. So their third album, third studio album, or third English language LP, ABBA. Look out for not suitable for mum in the comments, complaining that I bought this. There's Arrival. When you name an album Arrival, you'd think like it should be a debut, really, shouldn't you? But this will be their 4th album. There we are, Arrival there. I can't really see to list any of the tracks. We might be able to talk about some of the singles later on, which is a bit of a clue as to the second mail opening, really. On we go. I do like the sleeve for this one. This is The Album, it's called. Not the most original title, but I really like the sleeve for this. Now, this was something that also was released on the half-speed mastering series, and there's a couple more ABBA albums, I think probably the next 2 that I'm going to show you, that have been released in that format, and I was thinking about getting 1 or 2 of them. This one, though, was the first one that was released with this sort of audiophile type sound quality. It's long deleted now, and the prices are just ridiculous for 1 album. I think it is split over 2 discs, but even so. And I'm not sure my hearing's good enough to really appreciate all this half-speed mastering. It's an Abbey Road thing where they get remastered in special circumstances. And there's a couple of other different record labels and companies who do this kind of audiophile reissuing of records. A lot of it just seems a way to just make the collector, the record collector, spend more money. But yeah, that's my favourite sleeve so far. I do like the sort of rainbow look. Slightly psychedelic, really, of the 4 ABBA members there. I think I made the right decision buying this box set, because getting into ABBA, I could pick an album at random and buy it and that would be fine, but knowing this box set was available, I just thought, well, I might as well get all the albums, hadn't I? Here's another nice sleeve, nice blue motif here for Voulez-Vous. As with the case of all the others, all these will come with nice inner sleeves as well. This is another one that was part of the Abbey Road Half-Speed Master series, and I could have got this on Discogs, I think, for a fairly reasonable price, but this box set's better value. I mean, it's what, for 8 records, the price I paid, and then another £9.15 postage, it works out just over £20 a record. As far as it's said on the eBay listing, these have only been played once, and I can tell the previous owners kept these in excellent condition. So I think it's 2 more to go. And here's their penultimate album, Super Trooper. Quite a nice cover, a little bit dark compared to some of the other ones, but I'm just kind of showing you album covers here, but what else can I do, really? I just can't wait to get cracking into this. I think I'm gonna listen to them all in chronological order. I know Richard McCook, who's a great member of the vinyl community here on YouTube, he'll certainly approve of this purchase. Yeah, Super Trooper there, not really much else to say about it. That was the third one so far anyway in the Abbey Road half-speed remaster series that's been released by ABBA. And finally is what would have been their final album until Voyager came out 4 decades later, but this one from 1981, I think, The Visitors. So The Visitors seemed like it was the end of ABBA as a regularly recording group, but they would return with the excellent Voyage. Really love Voyage. So there we are. So that was ABBA's entire studio albums collection, or at least their English language ones. I don't really know enough about the group to say, oh, they released so many in the Swedish language. I mean, they've even like re-recorded stuff for like the Spanish language and probably other languages from around the world in different markets. All 8 are there, or the first 8 studio albums in one lovely premium box set. Fantastic, really happy with this. I think £165 was a decent price for something that, if you go on eBay today, you'll see that a lot of people, certainly for the coloured variants as well, they're asking nearly double that, in fact over double for some of them. Some of them are trying to look really eBay wise. Anyway, we move away from eBay, but we stick with ABBA, and we've got a purchase from Townsend Music. Once I've got the studio albums, and also, I keep forgetting to mention it, but I probably showed it in a video from like nearly 3 years ago, to be honest. I've also got a Greatest Hits Volume 2 LP, which I think came out in 1979. I think it was something that used to belong to my grandfather. That ABBA album, ABBA compilation, has been in my record collection now, like quite early doors. This was, I think, £35, and then about £5.50 postage. This has been here for a couple of days now. I've just been waiting to open this. Ah, yeah. And it's ABBA Gold. It's a limited edition gold vinyl set, according to the hype sticker. So ABBA Gold, I think this originally came out, was it 1992? That's ringing a bell for me. I think this is like meant to be the best-selling greatest hits compilation in the world. Seems like almost everyone, unless your name's Jason Clough, actually owns this. Easily available sort of in numerous formats and, you know, standard black vinyl, but for some reason Townsend Music were the only site that I could find that was selling a brand new edition with the special coloured records. So, as is always the case, I've got to get it open, and I think this may be a gatefold sleeve, but even so, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to open the cellophane as carefully as possible. I'll say as carefully as possible, just so that I can try and keep it neat. I'm not sure if it's gatefold or not, to be honest. Probably is, but here we go. I'm assuming this is LP1. There again, we've got images of all their studio albums on this inner sleeve here, similar to the back of the box set, so that's nice. But I wanted to get this open. Oh wow, actually it's like a marbled effect. I didn't realise that actually. Oh, it looks marbled this side, the side I'm looking at. I think the side I'm showing up to camera, when I cock my head, it's like a more yellowy, and you have to get really close to see some marbling. But yeah, that is really nice, that lovely coloured disc there on the Polydor label. Brilliant. I'll quickly show you the other disc, but it's going to look the same. So I didn't really need this because I've got that Greatest Hits Volume 2, which of course wouldn't have had their later early 80s singles on it, but it was still relatively comprehensive. And then getting all the studio albums, I'm going to have all the singles, I think. I'm not sure they released any singles that were not on albums anyway. Yeah, just for the collection, I thought this will go nice with Voyage as a coloured vinyl ABBA LP. But there we are again. Looks yellowy, it's classed as gold, but sort of looks yellowy that side, and then this side that obscures my beautiful face here seems sort of like slightly marbled orange, but technically it's gold. Don't know how it'll come out in editing, but yeah, ABBA Gold on supposedly gold but kind of yellowy orangey records. There again, 180 gram edition, most likely remastered, but ABBA Gold has come out so often. I mean, there's a follow-up, weren't there? Was it called More Gold? More ABBA Gold? There we are, very happy with that. So that's my ABBA collection, pretty much bang up to date in one fell swoop. This was the main thing, really. I've been waiting to pull the trigger on it for quite some time. The entire studio albums, plenty of listening here, so I can properly delve into ABBA. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. They weren't particularly always my cup of tea a lot of the time, but I did enjoy a lot of the singles. Doesn't mean I'm going to get into those bloody stupid Mamma Mia movies. No, that's just a step too far as I'm concerned. You know, Euro pop, great 70s, turn of the 80s pop music, and one of the biggest selling bands of all time. Absolutely massive in the day, still massive now. You see how well Voyager did at the end of last year. So that was the main thing here. The studio albums box set, and then kind of a nice little bonus. I knew that I wanted this, certainly once I'd got the box set. A recent repressing of Gold onto gold discs. So thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed this look at my ABBA collection growing exponentially in size thanks to a box set and a nice compilation. Special thanks go, as they always do, to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. My Patreon link and my Facebook group link, they're down in the description below, or wherever the description may be found on your device. There's lots of other links to look at there, and of course you can get social with the social media information being on screen as I speak. Oh, it's just gone. I'm gonna go now and, well, gotta get cracking on listening to ABBA, haven't I? I might actually listen to Gold first, you know, just sort of reacquaint myself with all their biggest singles, and then after that I'm gonna have to get started on Ring Ring. That was the first one, weren't it? And work my way through the entire album discography of Sweden's finest export since Volvo's, IKEA and saunas. And I do hope all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!